mind you can't control. Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now, do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this.
Hey everyone, happy Monday. Hit that thumbs up as you're rolling in. Get started.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. I'm gone, don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you played me just like I do. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you bring. Let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown, but we both know how to swim. No worries, let's flow for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Give me 1 second, y'all. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Today is September 23rd, 2024. It is 6:17 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, my pearls, mods, members, and chat. Good to see you all. Hope you all are well. Talking about the Sebastian Rogers case. After this live, if I have the time, the energy, we may be speaking about what's going on in Kentucky with the judge getting unalived. We've been following that case as well. Brenda, it's okay. I'm late today myself. So I'm late myself today. So it happens. It happens to all of us. We are having storms here right now, and just things happen, when storms and all of that happens. Uh it's a it is. It really is. It really is. Got a lot we're going to cover today. A lot. So get your snacks and everything in order because we got a lot to talk about. Um, Justin, please tell me what. I don't know, to be honest with you, my dear. I don't know what color it is. I really don't. I'll see if I can find out there. Uh, yes, and that's where I am pretty much. So, yep. We're in the same spot, girlfriend. Same spot. Coffee in hand. Let's get it started. Okay. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet already. Greatly appreciate it. So, uh, one thing that I want to go over is a little something something. If you remember, and I've been looking for this for a long time, there is, let me just give me 1 second so I can pop something over here and then I'll fix it. Just bear with me. Okay? Promise. All right. So, where did it go? Okay. Here we go. I am trying to fix my computer right now. All right. So, without further ado, if you guys remember that when, damn it, I'll get it out in a second. Whenever Chris said that he went on the 17-hour trip. He went on the 17-hour trip. And I have always thought, in my opinion, if there is foul play, and I want to make it clear that law enforcement has not said that there have been foul play at all. However, in my opinion, because the FBI is involved, they don't work in in theory, if there is foul play involved, the FBI only takes on something when there is something that I can tell you. Not now, who the foul play is, I don't know, but there's nothing to suggest that we know to date. And law enforcement has said the same thing. There is nothing that we know of Sebastian walking out that door other than there is a disappearance of some sort. And that is exactly what the FBI does not get involved in a runaway case. So the 17-hour trip, Mr. Foot got home Monday at around, according to him, around 1:30. Shortly after that, we just I just learned, at least the other day, according to Seth, this is when ever allegedly Mr. Foot went to Seth shortly after Sebastian went missing, like same day, allegedly, and said, "What if this goes south? What if he's not alive? Why the rush? Why the rush? Why the rush? I don't understand." Uh, the 17 hours is he got home on Monday, right? On Wednesday, he is going back to Mississippi to get his RV. And he spends the night to collect his things. And that is the night that he called Nina. And he was acting different, according to Nina. Nina says he talks about his phone getting taken and he's annoyed with that. I don't know if he had his phone back at that point, but regardless, he talked about his phone being taken. He was annoyed with that. And this is when Nina said, well, I have to get off of here because I need to let the courts know that we have court next week. And this is when, according to Nina, he says, there's not going to be in court next week. And he yells, according to Nina. I believe Nina with every fiber of my being personally. Right? Justin, remember TL said that Big D and Danny technically aren't bio relatives. They claim each other as family. Yes. But they are not bio cousins. Yes, exactly. Yes. All right. Yelling is a baseline. Yeah. That is for sure. That is for sure. So I want to play something here because this makes me think. Makes me think.
A human with humanity.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't. If you're on the side of the road, I mean, no joke. This happened not too long ago. Actually, there was a lady. She wrecked out because it was raining, and Lord knows the Memphis roads are horrible. She smashed up the whole front end of her car. Everybody drove past. Well, Katie and I pulled over, stopped to check on it. You know, and I mean, we turned around. I helped push the car off to the side of the road because where it was at. I don't have to know these people. I don't. Being a human with humanity.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't. If you're on the side of the road, I mean, no joke. This happened not too long ago. Actually, there was a lady. She wrecked out because it was raining, and Lord knows the Memphis roads are horrible.
Lord knows the Memphis roads are horrible. Lord knows the Memphis roads are horrible.
She smashed up the whole front end of her car. Everybody drove past. Well, Katie and I pulled over, stopped.
It says KY and I pulled over.
Check
But
on it. Everybody drove past. Well, Katie and I pulled over, stopped to check on it. You know, and I mean, we turned around. I helped push the car off to the side of the road because where it was at. I don't have to know these people. I don't. Being
okay.
a human with humanity.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't. If you're on the side of the road, I mean, no joke. This happened not too long ago. Actually, there was a lady. She wrecked out
Just wait 1 second.
because it was raining, and Lord knows the Memphis roads are horrible. She smashed up the whole front end of her car. Everybody drove past. Well, Katie and I pulled over, stopped to check on it. You know, and I mean, we turned around. I helped push the car off to the side of the road because where it was at. I don't have to know these people. I don't. But I think people do have compassion. I think they just have to reach back and find it.
Okay. I hear Katie in that one. Now, he does say Memphis here. Memphis. So When was the Memphis trip? When was this? Some hear Danny, some hear Katie. I don't know. But you've got to remember when he says, we went to get the 17 hours to get the RV. I don't know if I have that one part. I forget where the RV part is. Let me see. I'll find the RV in just a second. Okay. All right. So with that being said, you hear Katie? I hear Katie too. Danny, Guy. Well, there is another one where he does say that he helped an old lady and it was raining. My closed caption said KY. That's what my closed caption said. It said KY. He said Danny. Okay. I heard no one. All right. So when was this trip that this happened on? Could this be something that, if you're pulling an RV, fifth wheel or whatever on the side of the road, that's dangerous to stop something like that, right? Does Danny live? Oh, by the way, I want to clear up some misinformation because we have all thought this for a long time. And whether it's, I think it, I'll always tell you that the truth. When it comes to the Bowerfoots, we've always thought that he worked for a motor home kind of thing, right? And it's not necessarily a motor home, it's motor coach industries is what it's called. And they do more like they're not affiliated with campers. They're affiliated with more like buses, but the buses can, especially like the Rockstar buses and stuff like that, uh, that's what that is. So I think I see you might have spoken a little bit about it as well. Okay. There's something that I want to go over here because it's very important on this, and it's so true that the first interview is usually one of the most important. And so I want to show you a little something here. Let me pull it up. Bear with me. It's the first interview. And let me see here. Okay. All right, guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it. Consider becoming a member, a Pearl, if you're not a Pearl yet. Okay. How can you call at 9:40 9:46 or 9:48 and be asleep at 10 o'clock and have a 2-hour conversation? Right? How can you do that? Hey, Trishy. I emailed you back, by the way.
Really appreciate you joining us.
1 second.
You're welcome.
We had a really good conversation today, and I appreciate you being willing to talk to me about Sebastian going missing. So I guess I will just kind of start out with tell me what happened the day that Sebastian went missing. I know that his mom said that he was having a good day. He had had a great weekend. So do you want to walk us through what that looks like again for everybody?
He did have a really good weekend, actually. When we come home from having supper that evening,
Oops.
he was playing.
Mhm.
When he went to bed, when I told him to go to bed, he said, "I love you, Mama," and he said, "I love you, puppies." A little later in the evening, I myself went to bed, and when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here.
Now, when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here. It's just a interesting way she says things right here, but I want to show you something. At least. Good night, Mama. Good night, puppies.
And you
Hold on.
did tell
Hold on a second.
And I told he was playing. When we come home from having supper that evening, he was playing.
Mhm.
When he went to bed, when I told him to go to bed.
What was he playing? What was he playing? Was he playing, building something? Was he playing video games? What was he playing? Right? Someone that is just, they're playing, it doesn't seem like he's off to, he wasn't upset. They wasn't fighting. It would have been different if they had been fighting, is what she said.
He said, "I love you, Mama," and he said, "I love you, puppies."
Hold on.
When he went to bed, when I told him to go to bed, he said, "I love you, Mama," and he said, "I love you, puppies."
Okay. When I told him, wait a second.
A little later in the evening, I myself went to bed.
A little later in this evening, myself went to bed.
And when I went to wake him up for school,
Hold on.
I see go to bed for that evening. He was playing. When he went to bed, when I told him to go to bed.
When he went to bed, when I told him to go to bed. When he went to bed, when I told him to go to bed. Yeah, there's no brushing your teeth, no taking a shower, nothing. No grabbing a glass of water. When did he take his medicine? When did you tell him to take your medicine? Take his medicine. When? Like, no. Yeah, well, in this one, there's no, I don't think there's any taking out the trash in this one at all. Let me see here. I'm going to look at what time, we're at 24 minutes. 24 minutes. Bear with me, guys. I got something here. Okay. So what you want? He did not. He did have a really good weekend, actually. When we come home from having supper, where did you and Sebastian go for dinner? Okay, no, we know where they went for dinner. Hold on, I'm reading the notes wrong. Give me 1 second.
He said, "I love you, Mama," and he said, "I love you, puppies." Look,
So did he come out of his room and say, "I love you, Mom, I love you, puppies"? Butterfly kisses, my love. Thank you so much for renewing your membership. Really appreciate you. Thank you, my love. Wouldn't some things just be implied? Guess I just assume that people do their everyday normal things. Well, I mean, if you're going to tell us that he ate popcorn and spaghetti pancakes or all of that, I think it's more important that you tell his nighttime routine before he goes missing than it is about, you know, uh, colossal popcorns, in my opinion.
a little later in the evening, I myself went to bed, and when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here.
And you did tell me that Sebastian is not a runner.
He's not.
It's okay. Take your time.
Sebastian does not have a history of running. I mean, the young man doesn't go outside very much. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood knows him. He is very to himself, so to speak. Um, between the hours of 12 and 6, he has basically vanished.
You would think a mother would be saying this, but basically vanished. Yeah, nobody basically vanishes. You either vanish or you don't. But wait till we get to the times. That's what we need to talk about.
Walked out of the house, the door was locked and gone.
Hold on.
He didn't.
Walked out of the house, the door was locked and gone.
Walked out of the house, the door was locked. Someone, I don't understand that. Someone who is not like, for someone to not take their shoes, right? Not take a coat, right? Not take anything but potentially a broken flashlight, will walk past their shoes, but then says, wait a minute, I'm going to lock the door. I'm going to lock the door. Don't worry about the shoes. No, no bueno. Don't worry about the shoes. Don't worry about a coat. Don't worry about the dirt. Doesn't, let me just lock this door. If you believe that, I'll sell you ocean front property in Arizona.
He didn't take a phone. None of his shoes are missing.
Now, you told me that night that, now, Chris, you were at work. You were out
Listen.
of town at work,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you were not even home.
Correct, ma'am.
And Mom, you fell asleep on the couch about 10 o'clock, but you said that Sebastian.
You fell asleep on the couch about 10 o'clock. You fell asleep on the couch about 10 o'clock. Now think about that. You fall asleep at 10 o'clock? If you fall asleep at 10 o'clock, but at 9:46 or 9:48, that's when Mr. Foot calls you. That means you fell asleep within what, 15, 16 minutes? Or sorry, 14. The most would be 14 minutes. 12 to 14 minutes. You fell asleep 12 to 14 minutes after your husband calls you. How do you, so you fall asleep and you're also reading a chapter. Okay. Well, we've always called it a 3-hour phone call, but it's actually a 2-hour phone call. And how do you hear that thump about an hour later? Love you too, my darling. Thank you so very much, Ash Cash. Did you hear me sing happy birthday to you? Well, I mean, if you, so 9:46, 9:48. He said 9:46 or 9:48. That's when I call KK. Every interview they did, they kept changing their stories over and over, adding more to. Love you too, Drina. But if you call it 9:46 or 9:48 and you say you fell asleep on the couch at around 10, well, what did you do? Pick up the phone and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" Is that what you did?
At work,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you were not even home.
Correct, ma'am.
And Mom, you fell asleep on the couch about 10 o'clock, but you said that Sebastian went to bed at 9 p.m. And then you got up off the couch and you went to bed and you said that was a.
All right. So let's listen to this. I'm trying. Where did it go? I can't find it. Bear with me. 9. All right. What time frame are we at? We are at 25:53. Now, we're going to get to something here in just a minute. And Mom, you fell asleep on the couch at about 10 o'clock, but you said that Sebastian went to bed at around 9 p.m. And then you got off the couch and you went to bed and you said around midnight. And nothing unusual. At that point, everything seemed okay. Katie interrupts and says, midnight. So if you fell asleep at 10 o'clock p.m., where's the time? Where's the time? Where did you hear the thud? If he is asleep at 9 o'clock, The hands video made it crystal clear that him and his mom spoke for 3 hours. I believe he said 3. Yes, they said 3 hours, but it was from 9:53 or sorry, 9:46 to 9:48 to just before midnight. So let's say 9:46, 10:46, 11:46. That's 2 hours. Right? Yep, KK and Mr. Foot. Then Y saw CP and KP and knew where all the food Sebastian should have been eating went and possibly. She said the thud happened around 10, but she was asleep. Right. In the other interviews. There's a lot of that doesn't make sense. There's a lot of stuff that don't make sense. He coughed at the beginning of talking in this interview.
Around midnight.
Midnight.
But you said that Sebastian went to bed at 9 p.m. and then you got up off the couch and you went to bed, and you said that was around midnight.
Midnight.
And nothing was unusual at that point. Everything seemed okay.
There's actually a piece of.
All right. Gotta get Mr. Foot in. Don't we? Gotta get Mr. Foot in. Gotta have him. Someone's gotta do it. Mr. Foot's gotta do it. You like those? There we go. Okay.
So to make something very crystal clear, so that way there's transparency across the board.
Transparency across the board. You're telling us about, now remember this, first interview. We got to go back, not think of everything that we know now or anything. Go back, clear your minds. Yeah, and go back just a tad. That way, to make it crystal clear, so that there's transparency across the board. No one is doubting you. Yes, transparency is what Seth is doing. That's right. That's right. Yes, that would be right. Transparency is what Seth is doing. Chris is always so worried about. Yes.
Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46 in the evening. We stayed on the.
See, me and the mom are on the phone at 9:43 or 9:47. So I was saying, what was I saying? 9:43 or 9:46? So 9:47. So as little as 13 minutes, she's snoring. I mean, I probably would too if I had to, somehow my
phone for quite some time. The call logs have been verified by all the.
What is he talking about? The call logs have been verified? You're saying your child walked out the door. It's interesting, in my opinion, how the day that they do this interview is the day that they mentioned that there could be the possibility of foul play, the real possibility. That's interesting. Oh, someone just sent me something. What's this?
The police departments, TBI included.
Now listen to this.
Very-
Oh, I forgot to go
Yeah,
back
let's
through
go.
that. 1 second.
He was to him.
Wake
What did
him
you
up
want
for
me to?
school. He wasn't here.
He wasn't here.
Sebastian is not a runner.
He's not.
It's okay. Take your time.
Sebastian does not have a history of running. I mean, the young man doesn't go outside very much. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood knows him. He is very to himself, so to speak.
The kid that doesn't go outside. Did everybody in the neighborhood know him? Did everybody know him in the neighborhood? Right.
Between the hours of 12 and 6,
12 and 6.
he has basically vanished. Walked out of the house, the door was locked.
Don't. When someone says basically, you don't say that. You don't say basically vanished. Your kid is missing. There's no basically about it at all.
And gone.
He didn't take a phone. None of his shoes are missing.
Now, you told me that night that, now, Chris, you were at work. You were out of town at work,
ma'am.
so you were not even home.
Correct, ma'am.
And
Listen to this.
Mom, you fell asleep on the couch about 10 o'clock, but you said that Sebastian went to bed at 9 p.m. And then you got up off the couch and you went to bed, and you said that was around.
Now, if Sebastian is in bed at 9 o'clock, where's the thud? When did the thud happen? You're asleep on the couch. Now, Papa is going to fix it.
Around midnight.
Midnight.
And nothing was unusual at that point. Everything seemed okay.
There's actually a piece of, so to make something very crystal clear, so that way there's transparency across the board. Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46 in the evening.
Transparency.
We stayed on the phone for quite some time. The call logs have been verified by all the police departments, TBI included. We stayed on the phone. It was very lengthy. Mom did slightly start falling asleep while she was on the couch. I had said, hey, you need to wake up, put the dogs up, go to bed.
Hold on.
Now, mind included. The call logs have been verified by all the police departments, TBI included. We stayed on the phone. It was very lengthy. Mom did slightly start falling asleep while she was on the couch. I had said, hey, you need to wake up, put the dogs up, go to bed. Now, mind you, that was right around midnight, just before midnight or right around midnight.
Mhm.
So then Mom does go to bed and wakes up early in the morning to go wake her son up, get him ready for school.
No names. Mom. Son. Impersonal. Separation, right? Separation. Where was this? Mom, can I make this smaller? Maybe. All right. And you told me that there hadn't been any particular situation that occurred where you felt like there would have been something that happened. I also asked you if there had been any friends of Sebastian that might possibly left the house, if he had any contact with anyone on social media to comment about that. Again, he doesn't have social media. What was he doing that evening before bed? Hold on. I'll find that. 1 second.
And now we have a worried mom who can't find her son in the house.
A worried mom.
Mom made an effort to look and search several times.
Several times?
Mom has called me at the time and asked me. She was like, I can't find him. I was like, do what?
This is
She goes,
weird.
yeah, I cannot find him. I said, well, hang on. I made the phone call and reported it to the Shannon several times.
Listen to that.
And now we have a worried mom who can't find her son in the house. Mom made an effort to look and search several times.
When he says, Mom called and says, I can't find him. Can't find Sebastian? Is that who you mean? She said, yep, I can't find him.
Mom has called me at the time and asked me. She was like, I can't find him. I was like, do what? She goes, yeah, I cannot find him. I said, well, hang on. I made the phone call and reported it to the sheriff's department because that's what we're supposed to do. And within 10 minutes, the sheriffs were dispatched to the location.
And you had told me that there hadn't been any particular situation that had occurred where you felt like there would have been something that happened. And I also had asked you if there were any friends that Sebastian might have possibly left the house with, or if he had any contact with any.
That's right. And Elizabeth, don't stop thinking about that flashlight. That flashlight going back toward that house is very important. Also, on Holly's interview with what was it? WSMV for Nashville. She tells Holly that they call, I think she says she calls 911. We'll go over that in a second. Yeah. He is speaking like he is the law enforcement who arrived on the scene. Yeah. They arrived quickly. A three-way non-911 call that it's not even business hours. If you believe anything, Uncle Taco, don't believe anything Uncle Taco says. I'm just going to tell you right now, nothing. Uncle Taco can't take care of himself. He can't even take care of himself. Respectfully. Katie knew those lights would be seen. That's why she said Sebastian took the keychain. Yeah. Uncle Taco can't even buy a taco. Right. I mean, he just, you know, I can't even understand Uncle Taco's chats. Yeah, Uncle Taco, he's, he's been burnout since like 68 or 69, 1970. You know, who the heck is Uncle Taco? Uh, I thought he's not, I wouldn't say he's Seth's friend. I mean, I think they know each other from, I do have suspicions of Uncle Taco. No, I don't have suspicions of Uncle Taco. Not one bit. Not an iota, personally. Uncle Taco can't even take care of himself. And I mean that respectfully, as like honestly. There's no there would be no means, there's no motive. Uh like Chris McDonough from the interview room said, who has been a homicide detective his entire life virtually and is still in the Cold Case Foundation. If no, yeah, yeah. Uh if someone, like, if let's say Seth, for whatever reason, which there's no motive or anything, but Seth would give Sebastian to somewhere, which it would be a lot easier to do. Let's just think about this. If he was going to take his kid, he would have taken him while it was at his house. He could have just said he ran away, rather than, you know, doing it on the night you're in a jail and going to someone else's house. But anyway, uh yeah, just he does spirit seeker. He does. Uh I just don't think Uncle Taco has I mean there's nothing. Yeah, yeah, he means no harm, but there are people, from what I've understood, that like hangs on to his every word, and he is not the person that you should know. He somewhat knows Seth. Said he was riding a bicycle to work. He did not have a working car. Is he now, or was he before? Is that what you mean? That's right. That's right. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. If you are looking for Sebastian, and people can say, we don't know what happened to him. You're right. You're right. But I can tell you that Seth is not involved. The man was at work. He has no reason, when he was getting ready to get his son. Uh, in fact, I think it's the other way around, in my opinion. He wouldn't be wanting the FBI, begging the FBI, TBI, all of that. It's ridiculous. He has proven himself more than enough. It's time for the foot. But Jackie, guess what? He will never, ever show his time cards, his time slip, like Seth has done. He, in my opinion as well, will never take that public lie detector test, right? And you know what? I believe that there will be even more proof that Seth will be dropping in the future. And Spirit Seeker did a wonderful video. I just saw that little clip of just like the misinformation that is out. Someone went on a panel and said Seth lost his job. Seth lost his job. And then the person said on this creators panel, now take this, he said it as a fact, straight fact. And then he said, yeah, he lost it. And then, now take this with a grain of salt. Great video. That's a big problem. Because, well, I mean, what are they going to say when Seth starts back at work? What, that he was rehired? Yeah, there's some, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Okay, let me play this real quick, and because I need to talk about that.
One on
Something
social
just
media.
what
Do you
Mohawk
want to
just said.
comment about that again?
He doesn't have a social media.
Okay.
And the only friends that he had were a couple of kids in school.
Okay.
All the kids that have had any interaction with him have been interviewed and asked.
Okay.
We as parents know how social media can be,
Right.
and seeing how kids can be easily manipulated.
He's very young in mind.
Yes, he may be. He's
Right.
about 15, and he's 15 in age in his body, but his mind is not caught up to his body.
Remember, first interview. Read what I said about the, I don't know what, pulpiest. You'll have to copy it again, my dear. It won't let me. See. Think about that. He's 15 in his body, but he's very young in mind. But the best part about it, he's managed to stump all of these detectives, right? He'd be driving by now. That's really sad, Meep. Oh my God. Gemini lady, thank you, my love, for 6 continuous months. Really do appreciate you, my love. Thank you. Really, 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 really do appreciate you. Hold on, I'm gonna find something. I'm trying to
But
find.
that is something that goes through with autistic children, as everybody would know.
No, not everybody would know that.
But for the record, I am a very strict parent. He does not have social media, not in our household. He doesn't online game. I'm pretty strict when it comes to that kind of situation.
Well, that's good. That's good, Chris, that you have control of that, because social media can be very dangerous for young kids, because they don't realize who they may be talking to on social media. So it's always good to have that awareness and to make sure you're monitoring, what your kids are doing. So I had asked you both, did you have any idea what would make Sebastian want to suddenly leave the house? And you told me, well, that's the $1,000,000 question that everybody wants to know. All the detectives, they've all asked that same question. What is it that happened that caused him to leave the house? And I know you must be so worried and so concerned. Is there anything, if Sebastian were listening to this live stream right now, if you knew that he was out there, what would you want to tell him?
That we love you and to come home.
I mean, it's pretty simple. This boy has a very large family that everybody is asking the question, where are you? We love you, and please come home.
Yes.
Y'all, please pray for Canadian Cookie right now. She just had to leave the chat. She's having some family needs prayer. She's got to go check on her niece. That's all I can say right now. But just please keep her in your prayers. I'm trying to
We
contact her.
definitely
Just
need
give me
to
1 second.
find him as soon as possible. If you live in this area, please search your property every day. He could be on the move. Just because you've already searched your property one time doesn't mean that you don't need to continue to search your property on a daily basis just to be sure. If you have a lot of land, it needs to be searched, just to be sure, because he may be lost. He may be somewhere and he can't find.
Diana, thank you so much for your Cash App, my dear. I love you. Long time.
His way back. So
Thank you,
that's why it's
Diana.
very critical. Can you talk to me about the search and rescue efforts? Are they searching on land, air? They also have dive teams there. What can you tell us about that?
So currently, as of today, the National Guard was also brought in to help with the search, but they have had fixed wing aircraft, helicopters, horseback ATVs, side by side, door to door, scouring every neighborhood possible. I mean, the outreach from the community and various counties has been extremely welcoming, loved.
3145. All right, I want to show you something. Sorry, my air conditioner is making a funny sound. Oh, we are stopping from. Well, someone is stopping all of these people from searching, right? You have Uvalde that was stopped when they said they realized that it has become turned to be more criminal. Jamette Riley, thank you, my lovely, for 4 months. Can't we check the weather in and around Memphis to see if car was there on the way, or was Memphis to see if car was there on the way or the way back? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, let me take this banner down. So if we look at, well, let me zoom in a little bit. We're going to look at some words. I'm going to look at some words. Where is my true sleuth at? Where's she at? I need caffeine like really bad, y'all. Think she means the one in the accident. Oh, he helped. Well, listen, I remember we looked at those traffic cams. Hey, True Sleuth. Remember we looked at those traffic cams, and it's like $1,000 an hour. It's like $1,000 an hour. Are they searching on land, air? They also have dive teams there. What can you tell us about that? So currently, as of today, the National Guard was brought in to help with the search, but they have had fixed wings, aircraft, helicopter, horseback, ATV, side by side, door to door, scouring every neighborhood possible. I mean, the outreach for the community and various counties have been extremely welcoming. I don't believe, in my opinion, he has been looked over in that 5-mile radius. I don't think at all. Hey, Blue Eyes. Good to see you, darling. Philippe was the first place Seth went. National Guard was day 2. Sub, the mother knows. Word to the mother. I was thinking he'd missed. I think he's missed in that 5-mile radius. I don't think he's missed in the 5-mile radius. Oh, I don't need anything, baby. I'm good. I'm good. Truth Sleuth helped me with this. She did it. So I want to thank her for this. She's my gal. It's a big thank you. Just wanted to thank you for that. I don't think so, personally, because where the hell is the scent? Where's the scent? You can't. What did Sally say? Yeah, it just doesn't add up. Oh, Seth might have had someone out there to get his kid. Okay, tell me one iota of something strange that you know and I know that happened that night that would suggest someone outside of that house maybe I should say it like this. Tell me how this vehicle pulls up. They do what they do. And then that one person goes back to the house and doesn't come back out. Justin, you know how women are abused by their spouses and they run and go underground. Do you think that is something that could have placed Sebastian in something like that? I don't. I mean, I do know what you're talking about, but I don't personally think so in this situation. And the reason is, why wouldn't, we're at 7 months. Tell me, I just need one. CP said he didn't want any more dogs to search too. Why not? I don't know. Seems like people don't want people to look, do they? Just don't want people to look. Then they're saying that Seth gave Terry Lynn old pants of Sebastian to plant for him. Oh my God. Please. Please. Oh, hey, Betty. Is there any truth to people serpentine belts being cut? That is what was that, guys? Who was that? What creator was that? The serpentine belt. Am I saying it right? CJ. Oh, people make up insanity stories, guys. Insanity. I mean, they have said Seth has been fired, right? He's getting ready to go back to work, right? They said Seth wasn't working. We showed you that. Oh, that's what I need to find about. Damn it. I need to discuss that. Where was my notes? Where's my notes on that? I wanted. Okay. There's, I don't know, someone did a, they supposedly got this this paper about Seth's work. So if I don't know who got it, but don't say if you know. So people are saying that he was cheating on his workers' comp or something like that. Now, does anyone have that paper? Let me see if I can find that paper. Because let me see here. I think I got an email of it. Someone sent it to me in an email. I don't even know where it came from. Let me show you something. People are making such a big hoopla about it. I don't understand why either. It's number one, it's a probationary. Where is it at? It's bizarre. People are talking about this still. Okay. Went on short-term disability right here. Y'all need to see this. 4/8/4/23. Went on short-term disability 8/4/23. RTW pending documentation. You know what this is? Make it bigger over here. This is from where is it at? Last year, when Seth was doing training, hand-to-hand combat training, and the training was taking place at work. This is when he hurt almost broke his ankle. It happened at work. It happened at work. He was injured on the job. And people's like, people's like, you only get 60%. I think it's what, 60% of short-term disability? That's not 100%. Sometimes people on workers' comp, they are watched at one point or another if Seth was trying to be shitty. Yes, I see you. Yeah. That's what one of my sisters does, actually. That's what she does for a living. She investigates that stuff. Anyway, I assure you, he is not. Yeah, 60% in Tennessee. 60%. It's ridiculous. I think we need to do one day, and I don't address anything specifically with like anyone. People send me stuff or whatever, and I'm just like, oh no. It does, Chia. Yeah. Donna B, it just depends what state she's in. If y'all are in the same state, she probably could. But there's so much of there's so much of we get 60% in Indiana. Also, I took FMLA CD when I got. You had an STD? Is that what you mean? F my life and STD. STD. What does STD mean? Amanda Jane. He's a public servant. I don't know what the STD means. Student. I don't know. I give up. Short-term disability. I tell you guys, I'm not good with the. I'm not good with the whatever the hell the things they are. All right, let's continue. It just doesn't sound right when you put STD. That's what she put. She put STD. I'm like, why did you put that? Acronyms, thank you. Or abbreviations. Yes. That's right. I don't know. Okay, let me do it. Let me do this.
It's the All-America Baseball League, brought to you by Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall.
1 second here. Did I fix it? 1 second. My VPN's gonna kick me. 1 second. Thank you for loving that collar on me. Guys, give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. Now listen to this.
Obviously, everyone.
It's a little low
wants
at
to hear what you
first.
have to
I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
describe the situation right now. How are you coping?
Oh,
We're on a
really,
constant
Janine?
roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless.
Oh my God, hold
and
on. I
many
need to
other-
thank my Lakeside lawyer. Thank you, Lakeside lawyer. Really do appreciate you, dear. Survey says I love you. Thank you so very much, my dear. Really do appreciate it. Y'all become a member or consider becoming a member if you haven't became a member yet. We
Sure.
really appreciate it.
Emotions all in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It
Motor
doesn't
belt.
stop. It won't stop until he walks through the door.
Yes.
I wouldn't wish this on anyone. Not anyone.
I know we're about keeping hope alive. I'm sure that's in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna come
Always.
home.
Hold on, watch this. Now this is important. Hey Jude, thank you, my love. Appreciate you, darling. Well, thank you, my love.
He's gonna walk through that door. And the street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug and love him. And
That boy's gonna have more friends than he knows what to do with when he comes home.
It's so bizarre.
So here we are, 8 days now searching for him.
8 days.
Walk us through that Sunday night that he went missing. So walk us through. We've got so many people who really want to know, okay, how did this happen?
Okay, so we're at day 8. So this would be what, Tuesday? If we're 8 days in, right? And he had court. His court date would be the next day if he would have kept the court date. He left us at the open booze on the buffet. Let us look at the open booze on the buffet. The street. What is that? And that's true. The street will be flooded again. The last time that they were flooded was whenever, I guess, the police was there.
So kind of just walk us through that night.
We were out and about that day. We were having a really good weekend. We got home. Everything was pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom. I love you."
Okay. I texted you the link where CP said he thinks Sebastian's case will be ongoing, similar to Summers. Okay. Okay. Ooh, what's that? Oh, Spirit Seeker. Where did you send that? Okay. There's 1 second. Let me just play this. Okay. We can't wait to get our hands on Skechers.
Say goodnight to his puppies. A little bit later, I wound up going to bed, and when I woke him up for school, he wasn't there.
It's the All-America Baseball League, brought to you by Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, where every deal is a real humdinger. Look, there's league super.
Regular watermelon.
Damn it. Why is it? Boy, technical difficulties this evening, y'all. He wasn't there. Why did it do that? Oh my God. Mother charged with allegedly running over her 8-year-old. Lord Jesus, help me. Give me 1 second, y'all. It's Damn ads. South Dakota. Where did it go? I don't understand. Spirit, I got that link you sent me and it just kicked me out of my other interview. That's what I don't understand here. It's so bizarre, man. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I think I got it now. Jesus.
In minutes, they're there at the home.
Yes, ma'am.
Switch.
To go outside, was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out.
Well, I believe, I know, in my opinion, why Mr. Foot says he wasn't there before or after the 5th. There's only 2 reasons, in my opinion, why you're not going to be there. One, you might be fighting with your significant other. When did CP say KP already grieved? I don't know. 2, there you go. And that's my guess right there. That's my guess right there. Wouldn't that be?
He's that morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood.
Soldier
He was
girl, hey
behaving.
Pearls.
It'd make more sense if we'd been fighting.
Or he'd been in trouble, but he hadn't been in trouble.
Made more sense if we'd have been fighting. Had a great day. Had a great day. Had a great weekend. Sebastian and Summer, I want these kids found. Listen, I believe Sebastian's case will have a resolution. I believe Summer's case may have a resolution if you get Lawson out of there. I think it would have been if they hadn't handled him with kids' gloves in the beginning. The Last Supper kind of thing. Or if he would have been in trouble, but he ain't even been in trouble. Well, when was that time you whipped him with the belt? When was that? Because I think he was a 15-year-old boy then,
So, I mean,
in my opinion.
The $1 million question, why did he go? And the other $1 million question is how.
Yeah, how? How does a 15-year-old autistic child with a chromosome deletion walk out the door? I don't believe he did. There's only what? 2, 3 possibilities. 1, he never made it back to the house. With him today, it is gross. I bet it is. 2, something happened, or sorry, before they got back to the house. 2, something happened after they got back to the house, if there is foul play, that is, between the hours of 8 and 10:30, or 3 a.m. ish, or 6 a.m. ish. She won't even talk about the medication. It's HIPAA. Hungry HIPAA.
What about social media? Was there anything that, anyone he could have contacted? I understand he was somewhat of a gamer, or what was he? There was a video game he loved, right?
Minecraft. He loves Minecraft. The game that he has is not online. He has the Switch.
I know. Yeah, when I say HIPAA, I'm being extraordinarily sarcastic, right? There is no transparency. For transparency across the board, make transparency across the board on day 7. That way, transparency across the board. Something's wrong. There is, yes, pickle me, Elmo. Something's wrong.
We don't, because of how social media can be, he doesn't have accessibility to communicate with folks on internet. I mean,
They pretty much locked, in my opinion, themselves in really good, right? He don't talk to anybody. He doesn't have any friends. This is what they say. Couldn't have gone out the back door. He had to have a key. Couldn't have went out any other door except the front door. And if he had went out the front door, he would have also been seen on camera, except he wasn't seen on camera anywhere, right? And Dad was at work, proved that already. KK admits she was home and says it was just her and Sebastian. Mr. Foot says he was 3.5 hours away, but he's done nothing to verify that, publicly at least. And you can say, well, he doesn't owe you anything, and you're absolutely right, but neither does Seth. And he still supplies it because he knows he's got receipts and he's innocent. Exactly. It just seals them right there. When you've got truth on your side, there's nothing to fear. So, Chris, they're not doing interviews, barely giving any comments.
We have a firm belief that we just don't feel that right now he's capable of having that kind of responsibility. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, his phone is locked down, his computers, his gaming. He doesn't have a gamer tag. He doesn't have online capabilities with games.
We've combed every electronic. I
mean, we've cooperated with all the authorities as far as anything they've asked us to provide, we've provided.
See, he's volunteering that information. that, in my opinion, is what we call guilty knowledge. She is there to ask the questions. He is freely giving that. Freely. We, yes. Right. But we've answered all the questions, all of that. It's all self-preservation. Absolutely. Covered every angle is what I have here. And that is true. Volunteered information is not factual information. Lisa B. always. Pertaining to what? Pertaining to what? The Proudfoots kept him isolated. They certainly did. I do think he made it back home. I do think he did make it back home. I do. I personally do think he made it back home.
Still just don't have any answers.
Did he have any friends that could have possibly contacted him in some way on his phone?
All his friends at school have been questioned to my knowledge, and none of them knew anything.
So this big question mark. He's vanished. And no one can figure out where or why. All right. So let's talk to.
I think there will be they may do another search in the fall. I do think that they may do more searching in the fall, but there's hunting in the fall, and I just don't think he is around that 5-mile radius. I don't even know if it's so hard to tell. It's so hard to tell. I think if he would have walked out that door and something would have happened to him, then he would have been in that 5-mile radius. Oh yeah, Lady Justice. Yep. Absolutely. I really don't like the way they say everyone will like him now. The streets will fill up again. Thank you, Light Fawn. We love you too, Pearls. We have the best chat in the world. They're all amazing. Did Lisa B always reply yet?
About the relationship involved, because the biological father is very much involved in Sebastian's life as well.
Yes, ma'am. Very much.
Right. And how would you describe that relationship, the two of them and the four of you?
It's relatively good. I mean, we talk regularly. He talks to his son on a regular basis, sees him on a regular basis. He's involved in school and therapy. And I mean, he didn't have any extracurricular activities, but I can tell you now, if he did, his dad would be in the front row.
In two different households, and the communication between the three of us is great. I mean, yes, we're just like every parent. We all have our disagreements, but in the end, we come together as a team and we work and we come up with solutions as we best see fit. I mean, I'm almost in contact with him almost daily.
I think, if there is foul play, generally, they are within 25 miles from the location they were last, where they were like their home, ground zero, so to speak. Usually, majority of the time, it's within 25 miles. But And it's usually a familiar place that is known. But their BS story is to work. He needs to be close. And that's true as well. But, what they say, KK says, he could be anywhere. He could be anywhere, and he certainly could. He certainly could. But I don't think he's anywhere based upon a stranger. Chris, statistics state they're usually within 2 miles. Yeah. Majority of the time statistics is now that the 2 miles is if it is they've walked off. Right? They've walked off on their own. But I'm talking about if there's foul play. Statistically, the maximum is 25 miles, which is a hell of a lot of places. But, you got to think of, what's her face? Ugh, can't think of her name. Gannon's Letitia. You got to think of Letitia, right? Remember Letitia? That was across the state. There was another one that I think it was someone who drove from New York and took remains to, I think it was Illinois. Something like that. Oh, thank you, True Sleuth. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you. Nothing what gets me is that the PFs told yes, Seth was not a part of Sebastian's life. Yes. Why would you tell something like that? Let's talk about that actually. The results, Seth was not informed, yet here they are amongst bragging about Seth's involvement. I am curious if there are any consequences for perjury with CPS. Well stated. Thank you, my dear. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, what's the double talk? What's the double talk? Because they're saying, yeah, I mean, there's not a time where he's not, wouldn't be in the front row, or he would always be in the front row. Yeah, I believe that, Trishy, right? Bragging, all of that. Bragging about their neighbors too, right? And that's another thing they've bragged about, right? All the neighbors, they are so kind, and they are very kind, right? But now, Mr. Fur, you can't say that you're a fan of them, can you? I don't think you are you? Because it's allegedly not so great between them and some neighbors. Made me sad when Seth was at the Christmas program, but they weren't. Yes. Me too. Me too. Wait until Dog and the team find out the truth. I pray. Chris said he could tell everyone something about Sebastian and no one would look for him. When Seth explained, that's when it hit the fan. Seems like they didn't want. It just feels like people don't want him found as much as the world wants him found. Feels like there are those that are changing things, right? Trying to change things up a little bit, chasing after people. Why? Why would you run after someone like that, right? Um, I don't know. I don't think you're allowed to lie uh, to them. You're not allowed to. There are consequences. The Bauer sucks and problems. The comment he made about telling something about Sebastian and no one would look is the most disturbing thing. It really is. Um, well, and it's just like I don't want my daughter around your son, right? I want him to go live with you, meaning Seth, and then I want my wife and I to get custody of his kid and have my wife raise his daughter. No. Think about that for a moment. Seth can read KP like a book. Of course, that's why she doesn't talk. I think that's the reason they don't speak now, personally, in my opinion. Um, I can't find that link. Spirit Seeker. I'm gonna try it again. Jesus, 1 second. I'm gonna try this link again. Spirit Seeker. One second. Yeah. He talks a lot about cases. I've got some things I'm going to upload where he talks about the Riley strain case. He said the Riley strain case and Sebastian's case are very similar. It's like, no, they're not. No, they're not. Riley's case it was confusing in the beginning, but there was eyewitnesses of him, right? There were cameras of him, and we know what happened. It's so bizarre to me. Didn't Chris McDonough say it would be statistically 0% that someone would come into that remote at 3 a.m.? It's yeah, virtually. It's almost zero. It's as close to zero as you could get. Uh and this is I mean, this sounds, but they, like, if it's a traffic or something like that, they do not usually pick anyone with any sort of disabilities of any right. It's just not who they're looking for, right? True Sleuth, thank you again, my dear. Seth has joint custody, which means he must be informed about everything concerning Sebastian. So they technically engaged in parental obstruction, in my opinion. That is how it worked in the state I used to live in. Yes. Yes. It's craziness. I heard another creator say the 3 a.m. car was an old Mustang that frequents the neighborhood. It was, he knows better than that. Oh my God. Jesus, take the wheel. That is such disinformation. That is, that is such bullshit. That is such bullshit. I do not know why in God's green earth that someone will not, I mean, he's putting things out there as fact, and he knows better than that. Like, that's terrible. If that's the way he said, was an old Mustang my ass. How about that? No. That was on his stream today. Asked about the 3M car in the neighborhood. There is not. And this is the thing. Crabtree has spoken to neighbors, and I know that. I don't even know who he is. Real, I mean, I've never spoken to him or anything like that. But the taillights were not anything of an old car. He knows. Um, they found Lily and Ye. And stops in front of the house, and he knows better than that. He knows what it's. That's so disappointing. That makes me, oh my God. Does someone have that timestamp? I would like to hear that. I mean, if it's that, if we're there now and people are saying that stuff, then this is just flat out misinformation land. Oh my God. Now, saying, he is Michelle. It is misinformation at just the highest caliber. All right, Pearls. Wendy, I've never been able to verify a poker party. Personally. It's I mean, people are just all in their feelings. And I mean, it's being in your feelings is one thing, but just making up something to fit a narrative, you don't want Sebastian found if that is what you do. You can't pull and if you're bending the facts, right? It's not going to take you to where you need to be. Vic, I don't know if he bowled or not. I know that he went to the arcade. I think he was probably more interested in the arcade. Lisa King, I agree. The one thing with this case, like guys, I just hope that it is over soon, and then that way we're going to be on the right side of the history. Justin, we know what this is all about. There seems to be some shenanigans going on. My opinion, there is an organized disinformation campaign going. There absolutely is. Absolutely is. That's crazy. All right, guys, I'm going to come back here in just a little bit. I need to go do a few things, and I'm going to try to come back here in just maybe 30 minutes or so. And we need to stand against it. Yes, absolutely. I mean, if I know that Josh will always be there for the truth from the lab. He's one creator that'll be there. Brittany, she won't change just uh for whatever reason either. Who else? It's just insanity. All right, guys. Love you. I'll be back here in just a little bit. I need to get some coffee. Love you guys. Bye-bye.